Hello,
Hi,
how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. What's your good name?
I'm Jessie.
JC. JC from where?
I'm originally Chinese, but before I moved to Kenya, I was living in the Netherlands.
In the Netherlands. Have you ever been in any other African country?
No, Kenya was my first stop.
Wow, Kenya was your number one.
Yes, yes.
Karibu Kenya.
Asante sana.
You're already a Kenyan. Asante sana. So for how long have you been in Kenya?
I've been in Kenya for almost 6 months now for a job.
You are a Kenyan now.
Yeah, I hope I can get more and more local and know more culture, know more Swahili. Yeah.
You know a bit, at least you know greetings.
Yeah, greetings. Yeah.
So what was your biggest shock when you landed at GKA?
GK, sorry?
What is your biggest shock in Kenya? Let me just say that.
The biggest shock, I think for the most part, is quite similar to Chinese culture because we have a lot of people in the city. You know, it's a very modern place, especially in Nairobi. And yeah, there's a lot of like transportation, just people walking around. It's quite similar. But I think the biggest culture shock is here there are a lot more street sellers and kiosks where people, or even they're even selling clothes on the street, which to me sounds pretty, it's pretty new for me. And also the way people chill in the city is a bit different.
Like the way people chill in their gardens, like Jivaji Gardens.
Yeah. They like to. I don't know if they're just came out of work or they're tired or they're just chilling. They like to lay on the grass and they're really like almost like sleeping or napping. But I guess it's a good way to relax.
Yeah. Let's just say maybe they are chilling.
Yeah, they're chilling. I like that.
Yeah.
It's sometimes we just don't connect to the grass or the ground anymore. You know, we are careful to just like people's opinion. Like, can I just lay down here? You know, but they don't care. They're just chilling.
How do you find people in Nairobi? Because at least you've been in Kenya.
I like the Nairobi people in general. They're very nice to me. They're like the Uber drivers, the citizens. I mean, I look very like on the street. You can immediately spot me. I'm an Asian girl, so people like to greet me. But most of them are like quite. They come out of a friendly way. Like most of them, like. It's rarely to see like people are harassing you, but like, which surprisingly, in Europe, even more people would assault or harass a girl on the street compared to here. So yeah, I think for most parts it's really nice.
It's nice.
Yeah.
So far your favorite Kenyan meal, the one you have tried and you have loved?
Yeah, I've tried a lot of like stews with meat, ugali, like also the stewed vegetables. But my favorite is maybe like the coconut milk with like grilled fish, because I've never tried this dish ever in China or in Europe. Like we don't really cook a lot with coconut milk, and I like the rich flavor of the coconuts.
Okay. Any similarity between Kenya and your country? Anything you can find in Kenya and still find in China?
Yeah, of course. I think Kenya and China are very similar because we are both big countries with a big population. Although everyone is hustling on the street, but you find some beauty of just like matatu drivers, or in China it's like some taxi drivers. They will welcome people to get on their vehicle. Although sometimes it's a bit loud and a lot, but it's also part of the culture.
Let me ask, have you tried the matatu here in Kenya?
I haven't. I wish I can one day go with a friend or someone who knows what, because the conductor might say something.
So the way you see Nairobi and the way they show it on the other side of media, how did you find it? Because the other media, they always show Africa like the poor and dark continent. I want you to give your view about the things on the ground.
Yeah, I think no matter it's Western media or Chinese media, they both like to picture Kenya or like Africa in general as like less developed place.
Yeah.
Of course, we can't deny there are parts there are people are still under poverty. They need more like financial supports, but that's just part of it. And I think culture is like beautiful regardless of how well its economy is. And I like that when you actually come to Nairobi, you can find that local people really have their own community, their culture. The city, each part of the city also has its story. Like the CBD here is very different from other parts of Nairobi.
Yeah.
Here you can, the streets, you can learn about the culture of colonization, now how it affects Nairobi and Kenya. But I think all of them are just part of the heritage of Kenyan culture, and we should try to learn about it and actually come here to experience it, so that you don't have bias against like Africa. I think, for example, my family, I'm very sorry that a lot of Chinese or even white people, they kind of have the phobia of coming to Africa, and like they're like, oh, you're coming to Africa, it might be dangerous. But
But is it really dangerous?
No, you gotta be careful, of course. Like it's the same everywhere, right? Like we're careful for your pocket, your properties. But like when I come here, my mom, my family, they actually, because they know so I'm living here and I'm sending photos of the beautiful skyline, the food. So they start to slowly be getting curious about the culture rather than feeling scared that about the safety or whatever. And my mom is actually visiting me next year. So I guess like she's getting more interested in African culture. She wants to visit Nairobi, go to like Masai Mara or other places where you can see the real Kenyan culture.
So for you sending our photos, that's changed our mindset about, like, let's say Africa.
Yeah, totally. I think that's why I encourage a lot more people in Europe, in China, to just to come here first, right? Like there's so many things online that can, for example, there's a protest here. Yeah, of course it happens, but that's sometimes the only thing that the media will portray about any country. But if you actually come here, you experience the day-to-day life, and it's no difference than any other place. It's just the people living life.
Last but not least, what would you like to tell someone who is in China and is planning to visit Africa, let's say December, next month?
What do I want to tell them?
And they are visiting for the first time.
Okay.
How is it generally?
For people in China and Europe, it's going to be winter now. People, they need to put on jacket. They're scared of the cold weather. But don't worry, if you come to Nairobi, it's the best climate I've ever lived in. It's always in 20 degrees. Like you can wear light clothes. It's almost always sunny.
Wow.
You will definitely like the climate. There's a saying in China that like a climate of a city really shape the person, shape the culture, shape its people. And I think, it's like the climate in Nairobi really brings me another vibe or feelings. Because when it's too cold, like in Netherlands, it rains a lot in winter. It's like chilling. You can easily get a little bit depressed because it's always gloomy. But here it's perfect. It's almost like always really nice.
And you love it, the vibe in Nairobi, and everybody is social.
Yeah. So welcome, Karibu, Kenya.
So what makes you smile?
What makes me I also like to talk to people, just like this interview. I like to feel connected with people and somehow understand people's story and let people understand my story. I think that's what making me smile, and I think that's what the world need more, just to talk with each other and learn about each other. Yeah.
Thank you so much for your time.
No problem. Santa Sana.
And enjoy Nairobi.
Thank you.
Have fun.
Thank you. Thank you.